Here we are for the top-up show. Paul Daly again has been very kind to join us on a most magnificent day at Rosehill. Mark Lambourne, welcome. Paul,
Couldn't believe
thanks
it.
for coming.
Glenn, I got here half an hour ago. The car park was full, or the car park where I normally have no difficulty parking was full. So,
Carnival time, people like to come to the races.
yeah, I suppose it's
Footy
a nice
season's
day.
ending,
Yeah, okay, all right. It's getting into the
but
swing
you
of things.
can't quite get to the beach.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Shoulder time, shoulder season. Okay, Paul, what's this track going to do?
I want to think that it's going to help horses up on the speed, but I'm a bit worried about the inside. So historically, there's enough evidence to suggest that the inside 2 or 3 lanes probably aren't ideal in the straight.
So watch out for that. That the inside might be a little bit of a problem. There's no wind to speak of today, so that won't be a factor. Race 1 is a 3-year-old race, and the shipper's been smashed. Skidman 8.5 into 5.5. What's going on there, Glenn?
What is going on? When I finished the tapes this morning, after getting back from Lismore, I thought, oh, well, I like the way to take the line this, but it did win its previous start for Rackneville, which is about the same as Orange in New South Wales, and I don't understand the price. I mean, it looked like a horse I might want to have a bit of interest in if it looked great, $15.
Yeah, it's Strong Barrier 1 as well. Paul, does it compute?
No, not for me. I'm 8-1. I want to be against it. The 1,000 up to the 1,300 worries me a bit. Was in the best ground too, and look, that win before that, I think it was a little bit aided being up on the pace, despite being 3 wide.
So you got to play in the race?
Yeah, look, I'm sort of about equal with Gem Song and Quackerjack. I'm just worried about that Quackerjack race being no good. But
Well, it's shit.
It is, but it had no run. So, look, there's one here at odds that I think's worth specking, Silent Explorer.
Okay, race 2, the highway, and Glenn's prognosis yesterday has been affirmed by the betting. $6, Think Like a Fox into $4.20. That's an adjusted price for scratchings. $6.
Yeah, there's interest for the horse.
Yeah, and a little bit of money for my tip, Sea Bloom, 10 into 8. And Luciola Bell has been the late firmer, 13 into 9. Risk and Reward is on the blow. I think, Paul, you might have left this race alone. Glenn, what are we doing here?
Look, it's the one race where I didn't finish the tapes on. I had to put a line through one race and I was so far behind. I'm tipping Think Like a Fox. I'm not keen at all on the race at all. I think Sea Bloom was a good bet yesterday at $11, $12, and today $8 is just a bet. And a little bit concerned that number 2 Risk and Reward might be becoming a baked rabbit.
Glenn's keeping his eye out on the jockeys. Hasn't found one yet. The Gloaming, Field of 5, and no real action to speak of. Bookie's chance their arm with Panzerfast yesterday, and it's just been trimmed slightly. But Taka remains solid at the market, in the market at $2, at 7 to 4. Paul, are you playing this race?
Well, look, the whole day today, as we spoke about in the car markers, I'm worried about the horses I want to back are all coming off that heavy track form. I accept what you say, it's the same course, but it dampens my confidence a little bit to bet.
It boosts mine because I'm going to be against all the positives. Doesn't it boost yours?
It does. For some horses it does. Like Taka, I like Taka.
$1 million to 1?
You think it's $1 million to 1? Okay.
$1 million to 1 in a field of 5.
The horse I'm against in this race, I suppose, is Irukandji. I'm just a bit worried about the 1800 for it. I think Taka from Tavarun was aided by the pattern in Melbourne last time.
Was that leader bias that day, was it?
Yeah, very on that. Yeah, very on.
And
the
on the fence?
Yeah, that helped.
Because I hadn't done the
too,
tapes
so,
until I did it this morning.
So it sort of pushes that one out a little bit for me. But Taka, if it runs up to his last start, I think it just wins. It's the one that I would want to be with. But I'll be backing it, but I won't be having as much on as I normally would.
Okay. The mile and a half race, and they've given up on the Sydney horses. Cinder Win is 4 to 1 into 13 to 4, or $5 into $4.20, and Eda James is $8.50 into $6.50. We need the advice from the sage here. How do these horses fit together?
Oh, look, I'd rather watch paint dry than bet on this race.
Not happy, Jan.
No, I'm
there,
not comfortable
Glenn?
with anything there. I looked at all the Melbourne tapes, and I've got to say, I thought they were all okay runs, and I'm not surprised that they're hard in the market because what we got going around just goes around every week.
Nothing's got a platform though. I mean, it's shitty.
Oh no, it is shitty.
disagree
But
with that.
I am backing horses that have an old profile. That's Eda James and Sismontane. Race 5, the Shannon. Noir is $4 into $3.60. That's pretty much it. Little nibble for our beat. Young Star remains the favourite. Gord was very bullish about Youngstar and Noir. I think was he more bullish about Youngstar or just wanted to back the bracket?
I can't remember. I never listened to Gord.
To your peril.
He's too good. I don't think he liked Youngstar, didn't he?
I thought he did. Anyway.
It shows how much I listen. On you, Gord.
Paul, what are we doing here?
It's his birthday party tonight. I'm not going.
I want to back Noir, but I don't want to. I'm worried about coming off that heavy for this horse. Glenn's probably going to give us a good guide on mounting yard. Youngstar, I've marked it as short as I can, and I'm about 3 to 1, so I can be a lot harder on it, and I think it needs a bit further. Cabeza de Vaca is a horse that could significantly springboard here, and is a chance, but I'd rather it have control, and I'm sort of in the camp that Beatson might lead. But look, so I'm probably maybe going to have something on Noir, but yeah.
Well, thank God for modern medicine, because yesterday I had Beatson in the wheelchair. When I finished the tapes, bang, up and walking around perfectly. Beatson for me.
So you're a faith healer.
Yep, Jesus again. I look after the sick and take care of the poor, of which I'm one.
Okay, the Golden Pendant and Champagne Cuddles was $6 yesterday with Tab and Co. It's now 7 to 2 favourite. Gord in the well, he's in the corner there. Champagne Cuddles. I wasn't so convinced. What do you want to do, Paul?
I want to be against Champagne Cuddles at the price. Look, I know it probably may not have been suited first up. Looked like it dipped a bit, and
all right, so you're making excuses for it, but
I'm making excuses, but I'm saying I can't have it at the price. I'm wondering how the hell Princess Posh went as well as it did last time. Chris Lee's stable's just going really well. Dixie Blossom's on top. I've got no confidence in this race, so I just...
I'm passing as well.
Yeah.
A tricky event.
It really is.
5 or 6 numbers you'll need there for the quaddie first league.
All right, the feature.
And then you can miss.
The feature. Graph remains around about $3.20. The Autumn Sun.
I just walked in with Jay Collette, the first jockey I saw.
I see.
The best.
Zusane is perhaps the most firm of the overnight prices, but nothing really to speak of. What are you doing here, Paul?
Well, if I was bookmaking, I'd be laying Autumn Sun and Zusane. I want to be with Graph, confident of the form line, Graph and Lean Mean Machine, worried about the heavy. I'm going to back them both, but I won't be betting up.
Glenn, are you still firmly
sticking with
Jay Collett?
Sticking with Graph, and surprised after viewing the tapes of how soft on the line Lean Mean Machine was. I think it's a bet also.
So you're worried about it, you mean?
I think it's a bet. Yeah, I think you can back both.
I think
sort of agree with Paul.
Yeah, look, I must say I've swung in behind Lean Mean Machine overnight.
Me too. Things change.
The penultimate, and Mandy Lion is the horse in focus here. She's, or Mandillion, she's 5.50 and a 4.40.
You know, you say that every time. Every single time you say Mandy Lion or Mandillion.
I say Mandillion.
No, but he corrects himself every time he says a word.
I know, because every race caller calls it Mandillion.
Okay.
Every race caller.
What's right?
I'm just letting you know. Who knows what's right?
Oh, I presume the owners must have said they want to call it Mandillion.
Mandi Lion.
Yeah, so Paul, you're in her corner?
Yeah, I am. Despite being back in distance, I'm reasonably keen to back her. And I think the Avenger's interesting. It comes off a decent number last time and fairly strong, and so I'd be a little bit wary of it. Astoria, wasn't sure where to go with it. I'm probably against it at the price. Fierce Impact, I'm against it at the price. So yeah, Mandillion for me.
Glenn?
Fierce Impact for me.
And the last...
And like a lot. A real lot.
It's a promising horse, isn't it? The last, the Wallerathon, and there's been something smashed here. The shipper, who carries the very lightweight, Romanesque, is $11 into $6.50.
Help us there, Paul Daly. Is it a pen job?
No, it's not. I'm saying it's suited up in distance, and it's a horse I definitely am going to have something on. It's a tricky race. I normally handle these Wallerathons reasonably well, but here I don't know, because I've got Lord Mayor, I've got Quick Defence, and we've got Rakik all coming out of that race with that fast, slow pace shape, and they're all suited. I think Rakik probably needs to go out. So I'm not saying Tamarack's a chance, Lord Mayor's a chance. I'm going to back the 15 and go.
Well, it'll be history at Rosehill if Romanesque gets up, because I don't think ever a horse has been trained at Yangaree when at Rosehill.
You mean trained by Jared McLean, a.k.a. Weir?
Oh, is that A.K. Weir? A.k.a.
I think you can probably suggest that.
What, hasn't Darren got enough horses? Well, you've got a few in bodgy names as well.
I think he likes Yangaree as a place.
Oh, does he?
Okay,
I wouldn't even know where Yangaree was.
Yeah,
you know
we might have to Google Maps that one. Anyway, that's the top-up show. Don't forget that we're on 3 times a week for members, and Goldies get all Sydney City sets from me, and all mounting yard mail from Glenn, as well as a very good man, John Walters, does a fine job with his Saturday Metro Melbourne sets, and that's just been sent out.
Paul's
to
always
subscribers.
lurking around somewhere at functions or Saturdays or
Looking for free beer.
free beer.
Looking to press the
Back
flesh.
where you drink free beer, isn't it?
Back where you drink
Come and
beer.
join us. Did you tell them about the 2 weeks for free?
2 weeks free for anyone that signs up, and you won't be disappointed, honestly. There's a ton of content for a very little price. So,
Good punting.
hope to see you soon.
Cheers.